Hey, what's up, everybody? It's DFS Rico coming at you with my picks and insight for this League of Legends LPL 2-game slate on Monday, July 20th. We have a 2-game slate. Yesterday was pretty solid. I just kind of played the favorites and it ended up paying off. All the favorites practically ended up winning, so it was super solid. I ended up having to play like top laners and support in my captain spot, which is fine on slates like those where I think not where it's obvious, but where it just kind of makes you build like that. Because even the FPX guys yesterday were pretty pricey, so even if you played them, it was kind of hard to fit in like 80 carries and mid laners in your captain spot, having to sacrifice players that I was really into last night, like the top esports guys. So I wasn't looking forward to doing that. So I ended up playing top laners and like junglers and supports in my captain spot, and it ended up paying off pretty well. So no complaints there. But today we got that 2-game slate and a two good games. I think it's more this today is better for people that like to watch League of Legends. But it's still a good game. I think it's going to be like that slate a couple of days ago where it was just kind of a toss-up, and whichever way you're feeling, I'm going to try to guide you a little bit. And like I said, I leave most of my stuff over for the Patreon guys, but I will just give you some picks that I like and then go from there. But yeah, make sure you get over there and sign up. Like I did mention before, and I do mention on the Patreon before you sign up, that I don't do like spreadsheets or nothing like that. I haven't gotten to that level yet. I'm not that experienced on spreadsheets and stuff like that, but I do give like a game by game breakdown and game theories and just a lot more knowledge into the games. I'm really big on this on League of Legends, so I feel like I can give good insight. But with one thing I do want to mention, with other sports coming back with like baseball, basketball, football, I will be making videos on the Patreon as well. So I'll make one here on the YouTube, and then I'll make a better one, in my opinion, a deeper like insight one on the Patreon. And slowly I think I'll push League of Legends out. I will talk about it if people have questions and stuff about it. I don't mind that. But I mean, eventually I'm gonna have to keep my time focused on the more popular sports, which I assume baseball is gonna take over, and then basketball eventually, and then League of Legends. I'll try to put content out for that, but it's gonna be more so just ask me questions and I'll get back to you guys, because I think the prize pool, I usually like to base my play style and stuff on sports that are average, doing good prize pools and stuff like that. So just a little heads up on that. Probably no spreadsheets on that either, but I feel like I have a good grasp of the sports, and I can really give you guys good insight on the sports. Like I always say, just try it out for a little. I'm even told some guys, hey, try it out. If you don't like it after a couple days, like 3 days usually, let me know, and I'll give you your refund back if it's not something you're looking for. So maybe try that out once baseball starts, and we'll see how you like it. But the Discord is lit, so the Discord is always good. Here we go. We got the starting lineups for Team Wii and LGD. Before I get into it, I always forget, like, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate it, guys. I really, really do appreciate it. More than you guys can imagine. Team Wii, LGD, same lineups. Both teams are playing the same lineups. They've been playing all split. The only issue is IG has been bouncing their supports around, so just be careful with that. They've had him out there the last 2 games or 3 games, and they haven't subbed him out, so maybe he's safe for now, but I would still be careful. Team Wii, LGD, on Vegas odds, close matchup. Both of these matches are close. Both of these matches are close in Vegas, and both of these matches are close on pricing. Both of these matches are just close across the board. I think all 4 teams are good teams. Victory 5, in my opinion, is the best team out of these guys, so that's the team I will be talking about the most. But yeah, let's get to it. So bouncing over to DraftKings, we got V5 and IG. That's the game I'm going to talk about. Team Wii and LGD. I just want to say it's a close game in my opinion. A lot of the ownership will be going to Team Wii, I noticed, but I feel a little more comfortable with V5. But I do think V5 is playing the tougher opponent, but I also do think V5 is the best team on the slate. So just kind of mix and match. My play style, I usually try to stay away for the most part from the highest owned team. I don't avoid them. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, don't play them at all. But I usually try to just play it like baseball, the same way I play baseball. Just avoid the top owned stacks as far as stacking them, and then just play them off as like a 2 of or a 1 of and stuff like that. But I'll get into baseball sometime once baseball starts. But yeah, I play League of Legends practically the same way. I focus somewhere else where I think a team is very good and maybe a little underpriced, or just a little not as expected to win compared to another team, and they have the same upside. V5 has the same upside as Team Wii, so that's kind of the direction I'm looking at today. And if I am starting my lineups, I will be starting with Sam D, 7.4K versus IG, with IG coming in averaging 13.6 kills and 13 deaths, and V5 12.8 kills and 8.7 deaths. V5 actually dies the least in the entire LPL/LCK. They die the least amount compared to any team. So that's one thing that worries me about playing the IG side, that even if V5 loses, they just don't die that much. That's just the way they play. V5 is the better team at first blood percentage, first tower percentage, Baron control, and jungle CS. The only thing that IG is better at is dragon control, which, I mean, is a big deal in my opinion, but it's not a the advantage that V5 has in the other stuff is really what's leaning me towards them. So I do like Sam D. Sam D's been the main focal point of the team, has shown us 100+ point upside. He's much more important than Mole in the mid lane, so if I am starting my V5 lineups, I will be starting it with Sam D, and I will follow that up right up with Wei Wei. Has shown us 100 point upside, 74.7 fantasy points per game at 6.6k. He's in a good matchup against Ning. Ning is another good jungler, but I just personally I prefer Wei Wei. 7.1 kills per match, 17.7 assists. He's only dying 2.9 times per match, 3 times per match. If they go 3 games, he's dying once a game, which is just insane. He's been super solid, 100 point upside as I mentioned. And then I like Biu Biu in the top lane versus the Shy, because the Shy dies a lot. The Shy actually has a 33% death share on his team. So he's dying. I mean, if you split him up, across the board is 20% each. He has 33% deaths, and he actually leads the entire LPL, and as far as guys that have played a decent amount of games. And he started every game for them. So that's just one thing that we know from the Shy. He's going to die a lot, but that's just his play style. He plays very aggressive, and it's like a high risk, high reward type stuff. Like sometimes it could pay out, sometimes it doesn't. And Biu Biu has shown us 80+ point upside for a top laner, which we all know that's very good. It's rare that you see a top laner hit like 90+, 100. You will see it, but it's 80 points plus is usually where you want to see that upside for top laners, consistent upside. So these are the 3 guys I would usually start my lineup, and you can go anywhere from here. You can go mid laner. You can play Mole, like I mentioned, but I do think Rookie is the better mid laner, so I prefer Rookie if you're going to play the IG side. But usually I try to stay away from the team spot and my 4-man stack. But in 2-game slates, that's one way to be different, in my opinion. I do like them. And then like playing over on the other side, you can kind of bounce back and forward, whichever one you want to play, Team Wii or LGD. I like both of the mid laners, so you can kind of just go either way. I like Kramer and Geo Ming. It's going to come down to this game, in my opinion. I feel not confident. I feel better about picking V5 over any of these 2 teams. So that's why I'm leaning more towards the V5, and I'm just going to be rounding out my lineup. So and probably like a 4-3 stack for tonight, just to be safe. And you can do a 4-2-1 to be very different, but I prefer a 4-3 stack tonight. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about. It's going to come down to this game, I think, the V5, the Team Wii and LGD, in my opinion. But both games are close. I could see both upsets. I can see an upset happening in both games, and I wouldn't be surprised. But this is where you kind of have to make decisions and just go from there. Do a little bit of research and follow up from there. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you guys get over to that Patreon. Make sure you really pay attention to what I'm saying in my Patreon videos or what I provide. I don't want anybody getting over there and being confused. And like I said, I'm a good guy. So like, if you're not interested after a couple days, let me know, and I will gladly refund you and just go from there. I'm not going to be like an asshole or nothing. And I'm a chill guy, man. I'm not going to take advantage of anybody. So yeah, and just make sure you read